Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Fall weather is here. Now, it's possible we could see a little burst of summer at some point. It's still capable of doing that around here in the Ozarks this time of the year, but I'm telling you, fall weather's here. 50s for the high over the next few days, 30s, mid to high 30s for a low. It's very drizzly, rainy. It's been that way for a few days, but it's just full on fall weather right now. Losing a lot of leaves on the trees. Just seeing that, and unfortunately, so far, we've not seen the shifting from the green to the reds and the yellows. A lot of people suspected because of the weather this year that we may not have the colorful fall we're used to. So we'll see. But certainly, fall is coming in with full force, it seems. So a lot of things going on. In the Middle East. I know it's interesting because there's been so much wall-to-wall news. I feel personally that at least in the last 3 or 4 years, all the stuff that's happened, all the stuff that's garnered so much attention and so much social media presence and just kind of inundating our lives, I don't know that anything yet has reached the amount of just stuff, of conversation, of posts, as this incident with Israel and Gaza. And it's certainly worthy of that if all the videos and all the stuff that we've been hearing about of death and atrocities are true. I mean, this is something that I don't know that any of us can compare to in modern times. But the fact is that's pretty much all we're talking about. That's all anyone's talking about. And it makes you wonder also, well, what else is going on? What else is going on that they're not telling us, that, maybe just so, is happening behind closed doors and we just don't know about it. There's been little blips throughout the week on the economy, how bad it's doing, politics, how they're doing closed door stuff, not telling you about it, just all kinds of stuff. But just always remember that when they have everyone's attention in this way, there's usually a bunch of other stuff that's being done behind closed doors without you knowing. So it's the only thing that's happening in the last week is not just what's going on in Israel. There's a lot of other things. I think most of us would probably have already suspected that Israel would have done a full-on ground invasion in Gaza, and it hasn't happened yet. They're saying that the weather is slowing them down, that they'll wait a couple of days. I suspect there may just be some hesitation. There's a lot of pushback of going full-on ground invasion into Gaza. And so we'll see if it happens. Iran is saying that if Israel does this, it's going to greatly expand the players in this conflict. Already, Israel has been engaging a lot more with Hezbollah on the northern border. Hezbollah claims that at one point that they even had taken an Israeli post, had seized it under control, and also took out an Israeli tank. So there's a building conflict there. Israel has gone into Syria more than just once. Of course, they bombed one of their main airports, but there's been other things that they've been doing into Syria. So the possibility still of this exploding into something bigger than just Israel and Gaza Strip is still very likely. So we should always be careful of that when it comes to our own preparedness. Speaking of our own preparedness, something that I have been warning you all about for so very, very long is happening, once again, and that's shortages. Just over the past week, because of the Israel-Gaza thing, ammunition is drying up pretty quick. And I have been warning you for so long, and almost to the point of begging, please just go out and stock up. Don't eat out for this month or last month or 6 months ago. So don't eat out. Take that money and go buy some ammo. Whatever it is. stock up on things. We're already seeing that. This past week, there are several ammunition companies here in the United States that are saying that they're no longer selling a portion of their ammunition that they're making to the civilian market. They're switching all over to wartime effort production, which is, I've also said that before, most of these big companies have contracts with the U.S. government. And typically in those contracts, they agree that if we go into a full-on war or that the government needs it because of potential war, they will stop producing civilian ammo and only make ammunition for the government. That's happening already. There's also other ammunition companies that import ammo in that they're not allowed to be anymore. Hornady's plant blew up just the other day, so there's a shortage there. So we're seeing those kinds of things, real or orchestrated, it doesn't matter, that they are going to be causing some restrictions on the supply of ammunition in the U.S. market. Then, because simply of what's happened over in Israel, people are running out in mass, whether it's to physical stores or to their phone apps, and they're buying ammunition a lot. Several ammunition suppliers online have made statements that their orders, like for the past week or so, have been doubling each day on top of the next, okay? 10,000 orders behind, I think SG Ammo is saying. Other places I've watched ammunition supplies dry up very quickly. So you better stock up. I checked just moments before I started recording this, so it could change by the time you watch it. But if the Palmetto State Armory still has some really good deals going on. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Yes, it's an affiliate link. You're not paying any more for it, but you're helping my channel out, which helps my family, which also helps our community, because that's where a lot of the funding comes from, is through this channel. But they still have some pretty good deals, but it's not going to last long, folks. I suspect, I said this last night, I don't make very many predictions, but I do suspect that what you're seeing is ammunition that's been made. You know, there was the shortages a few years ago and everyone ran out and bought stuff and prices skyrocketed. Prices of ammo has come down pretty much into a normal range, and probably not a lot of massive buying of ammo. So the ammunition manufacturers have been able to catch up, right? And so that's why we're seeing some really good prices on ammo in the last couple of months. Once that supply is dwindled down and they're replacing it with new ammunition production, I suspect the prices will go up significantly. Maybe not skyrocket, but finding 20 cent around 9mm, 25 cent around 9mm hollow point, that kind of stuff's probably not going to happen. You know, 30 cent around, 35 cent around, 223, probably not going to happen. It's probably going to go up. The thing is, it's not just ammo. A lot of times that's when there's a physical war type threat, especially with the whole day of jihad stuff, you know, this past Friday, the first thing people think of is ammo. But if this continues to expand in Israel and Gaza, and it most likely will, because all sides are saying that it will, are warning that it will, more and more people here in the United States will start to realize the threat that this brings to us also, and the possibility of us becoming more and more involved, and it will drain the system. It doesn't mean that there has to be a large amount of people. I'm not talking like half of the Americans. I'm talking about, you know, maybe 5%, maybe 10% of Americans will realize that this is going to directly affect us. And so we need to go back into prepping mode like we were 3 years ago when we were buying basketfuls of gallons of milk and toilet paper. And so you could start seeing more of that happen, not just in the ammunition area, but also food and other general supplies. I have been getting reports just recently, and I'm talking in the last week. I don't think it's directly because of the Israeli-Gaza thing. I'm just saying it's been the last week or two of places just in my AO, my area of operations. And when I'm saying that for this, because we're so far out, you know, probably a 45, 50 mile radius of stores that's known to have good supply of stuff. It's really getting hard to get things. It's drying up. I've heard of other places that supplies have really started dwindling down for a lot of places, where you could go in and buy quite a bit. You know, if you want to go in, you want to buy 10 cases of canned green beans, it's getting harder and harder to do that. Can you buy 10 cans of green beans? Sure, but if you wanted to buy 10 cases, it's becoming harder to do that. We're going to start seeing that happen more and more. Emergency food supply companies like My Patriot Supply, I suspect, is going to start seeing sales go up. And medical supplies going to see sales go up. All of that, because when danger comes, people start to panic and they start to purchase things. So, like I have been telling you for months and months, to instead of not do anything and then wait till just before something really bad happens and hope you catch it on the start of the curve and go out and buy a lot, you should have been stocking up. I know most of you have, but there's a lot that haven't. But for those that need to kind of top things off and stock up, I suspect you should do it soon. We're gonna see supply start dwindling down if this thing really expands further, and I think that it will. And we need to take it serious, you know. Prioritize your life and your budget right now. Maybe you had things budgeted for something else and you're like, do I really need that? Is that something that we just wanted to do? Maybe that money should be taken and, you know, we should stock up on some food. Maybe we should buy some medical supplies. Maybe, you know, we should buy a water filtration system. You know, we should stock up on ammunition, whatever it is. Because I think things are going to start to get tight for a while, because when people see this, and if there were some type of attack here in the United States, which that's just because nothing really happened on Friday doesn't mean it's off the table. I assure you, especially if we support more and more to Israel, there's going to be more orchestration, planning and stuff, and then later on we could very easily see some type of, you know, terrorist types attacks here in the United States. If that happens, even if it's just one, people are going to panic. You need to stay ahead of the curve, folks. Get out there and stock up. Get the things that you need, because this kind of stuff's coming. We are in a time of war, okay? Just, we have to accept that. We've been in a time of war for a while. And in a time of war, you can't just sit on your laurels and just act like it's normal time. You have to be alert, be ready, be prepared, be actively preparing against what may come. You need to be getting your houses in order, folks. Preparing yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.